A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Enjoy special interest rates based on deposit amount and the government security.
This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The time 6:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Romesh Piris and read by Tilani Piris. The President instructs officials to expedite and streamline the labour force with internationally recognised qualifications for foreign employment. The Army Commander says that the upcoming week crucial due to the rise in COVID-19 cases reported from different parts in the country. COVID-19 recoveries in Sri Lanka is on the increase. The government allocates an allowance for those who lost livelihoods in curfew areas. Immigration and Immigration Department services to resume tomorrow. Sri Lankan Airlines says COVID-19 test mandatory from today. And on international news, rallies in US protest Trump's Supreme Court pick. And on sports news, cricket country championship competition returns in 2021 alongside Bob Willis Trophy. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa instructed relevant officials to expedite and streamline the process of sending skilled labour with internationally recognised qualifications and certificates for foreign employment. The President pointed out a mechanism of this nature will be instrumental in securing higher benefits to both the employee and the country. The President made these remarks at a meeting to discuss future activities of the State Ministry of Foreign Employment Promotions and Market Diversification held at the Presidential Secretariat recently. The Minister of Health said 8 more COVID-19 patients have been discharged from hospital after recovering. This brings the total number of COVID-19 recoveries in Sri Lanka to 3,403. A total of 2,081 patients infected with the virus are currently being treated at hospitals. The total number of infections reported in the country is at 5,597 cases. Sri Lanka has witnessed 13 deaths from the virus so far. The government has allocated 400 million rupees to distribute an allowance of 5,000 rupees each to those who have lost their income due to the imposed curfew in the Gampaha district. Minister Prasanna Ranatunga said that under the first phase, the 5,000 rupees allowance will be given to 72,345 families in the Minuangoda, Diulapitiya, Attanagalla and Mirigama divisional secretariats, including the 5 villages where curfew was imposed. Gampaha District Secretary Sunil Jalat said that all arrangements have been made to provide this allowance from Tuesday. He said allowances will be distributed under the coordination of the Samurdhi Development Department. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Enjoy special interest rates based on deposit amount and the government security. Call 0718 800 999.
The Department of Immigration and Immigration has stated that the head office and the regional officer will be kept open to the public for providing the following services with effect from tomorrow, subject to the announcements of imposition curfew in the district where the office is located. Accordingly, the public are informed to make an appointment through the relevant telephone numbers or web extensions before visiting the office until further notice. As per the directive issued by the Director General of Civil Aviation of Sri Lanka today, Sri Lankan Airlines informs that all passengers departing Colombo Bandaranaike International Airport needed to be in possession of a negative COVID-19 PCR test report taken 72 hours prior to the expected date of travel. This mandatory requirement will come into effect from 6 p.m. today. Passengers are advised to contact their travel agent or contact Sri Lankan Airlines Global Call Centre or visit Sri Lankan Airlines website for further details. That ends local news for now.
An important announcement from HDFC Bank. A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Enjoy special interest rates based on deposit amount and the government security. Call 0718 800 999. HDFC.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The Army Commander Shavendra Silva says that the upcoming week is also crucial since COVID-19 patients are reported from different parts in the country. He said COVID-19 patients from the Minuwangoda apparel factory were found from 16 districts. The commander said that close contacts of the apparel workers tested positive for COVID-19 were identified and moved to quarantine centres. Meanwhile, the Department of Government Information stated that 22 close contacts of Minuwangoda apparel factory workers tested positive for COVID-19 today. Accordingly, the total number of COVID-19 positive cases reported from the Minuwangoda garment factory raised to 2,036. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And on Watch Light this evening, the Director General of Health Services stated that the Health Promotion Bureau has introduced a hotline for the public to make inquiries related to the coronavirus. The hotline number 1999. That number once again, 1999 provides advice on the measures to be followed by preventing COVID-19 virus infection. In the case of an infected person, it provides instructions on preventing measures from spreading it to others, including their family members. This service is available in all 3 languages. Moreover, the department stated that the public can connect to the hotline round the clock through any telephone network. That came to you in Watchlight. Moving on with world news and the headlines first. Rallies in US protest Trump's Supreme Court pick. Japan's Prime Minister leaves for Vietnam and Indonesia. India, Bangladesh to resume flights from October 28th under air bubble arrangement. Protesters opposing US President Donald Trump's nominee for the Supreme Court have held rallies at more than 400 locations across the country. Trump has nominated conservative judge Amy Coney Barrett to replace liberal Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who died last month. The Senate is expected to approve the president's pick by the end of this month, before Election Day. Yesterday, thousands of people gathered at a rally in the capital, Washington, D.C. They marched for about 2 kilometers up to the Supreme Court compound, holding placards with "Protect Justice" and other slogans written on them. Japan's Prime Minister Suga Yoshihide has left for Vietnam and Indonesia on his first overseas tour since assuming office. During the 4-day tour, Suga is scheduled to meet Vietnamese Prime Minister Nguyen Xuan Phuc and Indonesian President Joko Widodo. He will give a speech on Japan's policy towards ASEAN at a university in Hanoi tomorrow. This will be the first overseas trip by a Japanese Prime Minister since the start of the coronavirus pandemic. The flights between Bangladesh and India will resume from October 28th under the air bubble arrangement between the two countries. Announcing this through a Facebook post, the Minister of Foreign Affairs Bangladesh said that 3 Bangladeshi airlines, Biman Bangladesh, US Bangla Airlines and Novo Air, will initially operate 28 flights a week to India. 5 Indian carriers, including Air India, Vistara, Indigo, SpiceJet and Go Air, will also run 28 flights a week between the two countries. Back to the world news headlines. Rallies in US protest Trump's Supreme Court pick. Japan's Prime Minister leaves for Vietnam and Indonesia. India, Bangladesh to resume flights from October 28th under air bubble arrangements. That ends World News.
Development News is brought to you by...
When Aya bought a motorbike, he bought 2 helmets. So sweet of him. I'm sure the other one is for me.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchie Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchie Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan neveyi.
Development news. The Ministry of Fisheries stated that the government had set aside a sum of 200 million rupees to supply quality seafood to the public at affordable rates throughout the year, following a request made to this effect by Subject Minister Douglas Devananda. The aim is to ensure that quality seafood is available to the public at reasonable prices. That came to you on Development News.
When Tati bought a new family car, it wasn't just for the 4 of us.
It's a 10-seater van. Enough for friends and relatives too.
Mummy insisted on building an extra room in our new house.
Well, you never know who'll come to stay. We need more pillows too.
When I was studying late, Nangi would come by to help.
No, I don't know physics, but I do know you need a Munchie Super Cream Cracker.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others.
When we get Munchie Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves.
Munchie Super Cream Cracker. Super kiyanne nikan neveyi.
Sports News is brought to you by
Munchie Chocolate Cream Biscuit. Chocolate in every bite.
Sports cricket. A revamped county championship will return next summer with the 18 first-class counties split into 3 groups. The competition was replaced by the Bob Willis Trophy in 2020 after the domestic season started 4 months late amid the coronavirus pandemic. The Bob Willis Trophy final, a 5-day game at Lord's, will still take place in 2021, contested by the best 2 sides in the New Look County Championship. Essex County champions in 2019 will defend both trophies. That's Sports News.
Hey guys, we've got our very own Queen Bear here to review something for us.
Okay, here we go. It's the right amount of crunch and OMG, so much chocolate. The texture is so good. It's creamy and velvety and just so much chocolate. The packaging is super cool and new and there's like so much chocolate. And OMG, the taste, it tastes like so good and there's so much chocolate. Like with every bite. 10 out of 10 for me.
Munchie Chocolate Cream Biscuit. Chocolate in every bite.
Empower your dreams with NSB Wings. NSB Wings. Recharge the high goals.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Alliance Lanka joined teams from Alliance offices around the world to raise funds for critical projects of SOS Children's Villagers through the recently concluded 5th edition of the Alliance World Run. Since its inception in 2016, Alliance World Run has supported SOS Children's Villagers on 32 projects in 28 different countries. The initiative seeks to inspire Alliance team members as well as their friends and family to undertake recreational physical activity and get you active by giving them the opportunity to tackle pressing global issues. That's Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
The wait is over and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSB Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSB Wings. Recharge the high goals.
Economic news, courtesy of
Just move on real time, save more, LOLC real time. Paying the premium for transactions, simply save now real time. Day night, no trouble for your transactions. LOLC real time. Download LOLC Finance real time app for your LOLC savings account. Attractive interest rates, transactions anytime, anywhere with a zero cost and more benefits.
The Central Bank of Sri Lanka, as of 15th October 2020, approved 61,907 loan applications received from COVID-19 affected businesses. These applications for a total of 177,954 million rupees are registered under the three phases of the Saubhagya COVID-19 Renaissance Facility. So far, the licensed banks have released loans amounting to 133,192 million rupees. So far, the licensed banks have released loans amounting to 133,192 million rupees among 45,582 affected businesses island-wide. The intention of these schemes was to provide a total of 150 billion rupees as working capital loans at an interest rate of 4% per annum. These loans enjoyed a repayment period of 24 months, including a grace period of 6 months. That came to you in Economic News.
Hello, Puta, did you land already?
No, Amma. We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
Oh, really? How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy. She might be feeling very uncomfortable. The airport must be heavily crowded because it's a season.
Amma, calm down. Everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge. There's nothing to worry.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Weather report was sponsored by
CIB Janajaya Vasana 15th stage begins. 40% discount for selected goods from 12th to 25th of October. Visit CIB today.
And to conclude the weather report, the Meteorological Department says a few showers will occur in the Western and Sabargama provinces and in the Galle and Mathura districts. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in the Northern and Eastern provinces and in the Anuradhapura district in the evening or night. And in the sea areas, showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in the sea areas extending from Kankasanture to Batiklo via Trincomalee in the evening or night. That was the weather report.
Weather report was sponsored by
CIB Janajaya Vasana 15th stage begins. 40% discount for selected goods from 12th to 25th of October. Visit CIB today.
And now to end this news broadcast, the main points once again. The President instructs officials to expedite and streamline the labour force with internationally recognised qualifications for foreign employment. The Army Commander says that the upcoming week crucial due to the rise in COVID-19 cases reported from different parts of the country. COVID-19 recoveries in Sri Lanka is on the increase. The government allocates an allowance for those who lost livelihoods in curfew areas. Immigration and Immigration Department services to resume tomorrow. Sri Lankan Airlines says COVID-19 test mandatory from today. And on international news, rallies in US protest Trump's Supreme Court pick. And on sports news, cricket, county championship competition returns in 2021 alongside Bob Willis Trophy.